Moving Out to Mike here. Today I want to talk about the Phoenix Comic Con that I went to last weekend. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun. Some good celebrities were there, and I also want to talk about last year's Phoenix Comic Con. I didn't make a video for that, but I have some things here, the stuff that I bought from the last two. Not all the stuff, but some of the stuff that I bought from the Comic Cons the last 2 years. And there was a shop there. Just saying there that they had it was mostly just graphic novels, boxes and boxes and boxes of graphic novels and trade paperbacks and stuff. And it was called Stan Lee's Collectibles or Stan Lee Collectibles. And I asked them if they were like an online store, if they had like it was local or what. They said like, no, we just travel around with Stan Lee to Comic Cons and stuff and sell stuff. But they are going to open an online store, so and everything was like half off, cover price and stuff. So I picked up the Indestructible Hulk Volume 1, if you guys can see that. I'm a huge Hulk fan, and I wanted to pick this up. I was going to order it on Amazon, but really not found it here. It's got a little, probably can't see, but it is kind of dented on the front. But, for half off, still in great condition, so I'm meaning to pick this up anyway, so that was a cool find. I'm also a huge Wolverine fan, so I got Wolverine Volume 1. These are both from Marvel Now, so this one was actually free because the side or the back was ripped, and I was like, I don't know if I want it. She's like, I'll just take it. It's cool. But, Volume 1, hunting season, so that's interesting. I love Wolverine. I'd like to see what he's up to and not just part of everything else, but I like solo stuff. I've got the Gambit solo Marvel Now, so Wolverine, cool that I have him now. I guess they're killing him off again in Volume 2, but I don't know. I'm also a big Ghost fan. Most people probably won't know who she is, but I've had this book. It was kind of like a comic guide book from like 1995, and she was on the back. She was brand new, and I've been looking at that, for almost 20 years. So I've been trying to collect all the Ghost books, and I got the first volume of Ghost. It's like the first 5 issues. So that should be interesting to read. Like I said, most people probably don't know who she is, but that was a good find for me. She's a Dark Horse character. She actually still has a book, and there was a Dark Horse store there, and I asked if they had any Ghosts, because they had like hundreds of trades and stuff. And they showed me the new one from like the current. Actually, I'm not even sure if it's still going. It might be canceled, but I was like, I want to flip the back issues first before I start the new stuff. And then I got Moon Knight Shadowland, and my brother's a big Moon Knight fan, so I figured I should delve into him. And I don't even know much about Shadowland. Like, I just kind of recently got into comic books. I don't know all the events and everything, so I've heard of Shadowland, so I've heard of some kind of event, and this one's about Moon Knight, and it looks like it's got Daredevil. I bet he's on the cover as well, so that's a cool find. And then I've got Moon Knight Volume 2, Midnight Sun. It was the only one I could find. It was at Volume 1, but I can pick up Volume 1 on Amazon or something like that. But this one's huge. So I think it has some. Not a lot of times these trades will have like older issues as well as new issues, but the whole Spider-Man's like on the first page. So that's cool. But yeah, Moon Knight. Like I said, I don't know too much about him. I know he's got like split personality, and in some of the newer ones, some of his personalities are Spider-Man, Captain America, and Wolverine, along with whatever his regular ones are. So, but I figured I'd check him out. He's kind of like a dark, twisted kind of Batman, and with some Egyptian stuff mixed in because of the whole the moon's night. I love ancient Egypt. So then I also got these two are from last year's Phoenix Comic Con, 2013, and I got pick it up, signed picture of Rousseau from Lost. Thought that was cool. She was one of the cooler characters, especially in the beginning. It's just weird, crazy living in the woods by herself and everything. So that was cool. Finally got it framed after a year, stuff like that. And then everybody should know who this is. It's not the greatest picture, but it was a promo for Firefly. That's why I picked this picture. But it's any other picture that had there by Jewel State, and she signed to Brian. I love my captain, and she signed it because I love Firefly. But I've actually been a fan of hers since her early career on Flash Forward and Disney's Flash Forward and Nickelodeon's one of the Space Cases. So I've been actually a fan of hers for a long time. And this year, I went on a Saturday because I actually don't live in Phoenix, so I had to travel there, and I could only go one day. And I went on Saturday because I was off of work. Stan Lee was supposed to be there, but he was only there on Sunday, so that sucked. But there were a lot of good celebrities there: Bruce Campbell, Nathan Fillion, Burt Ward, Adam West, um, Stephen Amell, I think is how you say it, the guy from Arrow, the original Black, Blue, and Red Rangers from the original Power Rangers were there. Just all kinds of celebrities. But I didn't like. I wanted to buy some stuff, and not just like the comic books. And I bought some other stuff too. And I didn't want to just spend all my money and time standing in line for autographs because they do charge. Richard Dean Anderson from MacGyver and Stargate SG-1 charged a lot of money. So I wasn't about to spend all that money on some people's autographs. I would have stood in line all day long and paid buku dollars for Stan Lee's, but he was only there Sunday, so I lost that. But I got this. He's which you all know him from Indiana Jones, the picture I have here, and Lord of the Rings as Gimli, and the voice of Treebeard is John Rhys Davies. I think that's how you say his name. I love him as an actor. Sliders, great. So I love him as an actor. When I found out he was going to be there, I was like, oh, he's probably the next oldest guy except for Richard Dean Anderson there. He might not be doing these cons for a long time, and he's probably not going to be at every Phoenix Comic Con. So I figured, like, oh, Nathan Fillion's going to be doing this forever. He loves going to these things. He's still young. Even Bruce Campbell. So I figured, he's the next oldest, and he may not come to another Phoenix Comic Con again. So I figured I'd get his, and I do love him as an actor. So I think it's hilarious on the special features of Lord of the Rings. He's just so funny. And Dominic Monaghan not making fun of him, but telling stories about him was just hilarious. So I got him to sign this, for me. He signed his name and the character's name. Then I got him to write bad dates, because in Indiana Jones, in Raiders of the Lost Ark, that was one of my favorite lines from the movie, was he caught the date before Indiana Jones could eat it, and he saw the dead monkey, and bad dates. So that was really cool. I had a great time. I also picked up a few other things, Spider-Man the Animated Series, took some pictures and stuff, and my dad lives up in Phoenix, and my stepbrother, and so it was a good time. We all got together, just kind of hung out and looked at some stuff. And so that was a big part of it. Was just kind of spending time with family and in an environment that we all like. My dad's a big geek and stuff too, so it was cool. Spending time there. And it was my girlfriend's first time going with Comic Con, so she had an interesting time because she's not real into comic books at all. So like I said, I just got into the actual books. I've been in the 90s. I was into the trading cards and always into the cartoons and the movies and stuff. But I've actually started reading and collecting comic books now. Well, trades. I don't really do the single issues. But so that was a good time. I had a blast. I can't wait for next year's Phoenix Comic Con. And then I actually live down in Tucson. There's going to be a Tucson Comic Con. We don't even get any celebrities. It's really just the artists from all these comic books and stuff, and some shops set up booths there. But it's still fun. I get to collect some stuff, buy some artwork. And that's a big thing is I buy artwork. I'll take some pictures of the artwork I bought this year and last year, because I already have hung up. I don't want to take them down for this video, but that's one of my favorite parts of the Comic Con, is looking at all the artwork. I used to draw when I was younger, so seeing all this artwork, I love this. I love, and some of it's really good. Some of it's like, oh my god, that's like an incredible painting or illustration of something, and some it's just that's looks like a panel from a comic book. It's not the greatest piece of artwork ever was, but it's a Comic Con, so that's exactly what I look for. I always look for things that just look like it's a comic book. Like, oh, I'd love to see that as a trading card from the 90s or whatever. So I like that kind of artwork. The stuff that's amazing. It is really good, but they actually charge a lot more for that. So I like to stick to, get like 3 of them for 20 or whatever, some kind of deal. That's all I have to say about the Comic Cons from this year and last year. And as always, I'm Movie Master Mike, and I'll see you next time.